Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. My name's Tony. Before we get into the show, if you do like what you see, please don't forget to smash the thumbs up. It really does help the channel up the search. So please do give it a like. That'd be great. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, come and hit the subscribe. Come be part of this great community. 10 away now from hitting 1200. Also, hit the bell notification. That will let you know when I'm live. Have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it's 99p. Do that by clicking the join button. If you want to make a donation, do that in the chat, clicking on the dollar sign, using the super chat function. All money reinvested back in the channel. So, so today's video, and this is just going to be a short video as well. And it's just to say thank you to two special people in the lives of Newcastle United. There they are on screen. Amanda Staveley and her husband, Mehrdad. She's been fighting to get a takeover done for this club for quite a long time. Back in 2017 when she was at the Liverpool game. Everybody remembers that when she was there. And finally, after months and months of trying, took over 18 months, didn't it? But in October 2021, 7th of October to be precise, we got our takeover approved eventually from the Premier League. Amanda and her husband worked tirelessly hard on this deal. Worked very hard to go and get the backing that she got. Not only just the Reuben brothers, but also the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, who came on board as well. We remember the summer of 2021 when the news broke on Sky that it was all off because they walked away, the consortium, because the Premier League wanted to go to arbitration and things like that. And then we had the CAT hearing in September, towards the end of September. And then after that, and a few days after that dreadful game down at Wolves where we lost 2-1, with Steve Bruce standing there in the pouring down rain, a few days later, things were coming out about this takeover being on all of a sudden. And it gained a lot of traction. And all of a sudden, 7th of October, we were taken over. Newcastle United were taken over as a football club. And that was a great day in history because we got rid of the tyrant who used to own this football club. The guy who owned the football club before them was a tyrant. Look at what he did to the club. He ruined the club, stripped its assets, used it as a cash cow for his own ventures, somebody who's supposed to be a businessman wasn't a businessman whatsoever because he had no interest. All he wanted was the money. That's all he was looking for, But these owners are coming. When Amanda and PIF and, Reuben brothers all came in, we were in a mess. We were in a relegation zone. We kept Bruce for one more game, got rid of him. Then we brought in Eddie Howe. Took until the 4th of December to get our first win, which took 14 games against Burnley, the 1-0 win when Callum Wilson scored. In the transfer market, we went out and got players in. We were backed in the market. We brought Dan Burn in. We brought Kieran Trippier in. We brought in Bruno and Matt Target. So look, we brought some good players in to help us stabilise. And we didn't only just stay up that season. We defied the odds to stay up, but also we stayed up quite comfortably, finishing 11th place. Season after, we had a great start to the season. We were playing some great football. And by the end of that season, we were in a Carabao Cup final against Man United, which we unfortunately lost at Wembley. We should have probably won it in all honesty, but we lost the game there. But we got to a first cup final in like 24 years. And we also reached the Champions League, finishing 4th in the Premier League, our highest finish for a long, long time, and getting in the Champions League for over 20 years, for the first time. So it was absolutely fantastic, And what, it brought the feel-good back to the club. We felt loved. We felt the club was back in the hands, not only was stuff good on the pitch, but off the pitch. The people behind the scenes, Amanda, her husband, PIF, Jamie Rubin, they were doing stuff behind the scenes. They were creating a team together behind the scenes, bringing in the likes of Peter Silverstone from Arsenal for the commercial benefits. We brought Ashworth in as sporting director. We know how that's gone. You know, and we brought in other people like Darren Eales, just bringing in people to get in there to help run the club. And yes, we know this year we've seen, you know, last season we had a lot of injuries. We dealt with the Champions League, but we beat PSG 4-1 at home. Nobody saw that coming. You know, so we had an injury-ravaged season because we had to juggle 4 competitions and we didn't really have the big squad depth for that. Because PSR and FFP dictates how much money we can spend. Even though our owners are that rich, you know, we got the richest owners in the world of football, but they just can't flex their muscles that far because there are certain restrictions in place. But we finished a modest 7th place, which I thought, you know, considering we had a bad season injury-wise and things like that, I thought we did really well to finish 7th. Now, normally 7th place would get a European spot, but because it was a freak of a season where Man U won the FA Cup, that stopped us having 7th place. But nonetheless, it was still a successful season. And we saw, obviously, Ashworth wanting to go to Man United. Yes, we had to sell a couple of players due to PSR, but we sorted that out. Ashworth then went to Man United, but we brought in an elite sporting director in Paul Mitchell last week. So, you know, we might have got rid of one sporting director, but we've brought in a better one, in my opinion, and a much better one. And the news broke today, obviously, that Amanda and Mehrdad have sold their shares and they're walking away from the club. It's very sad to see that's happening, but you know what? They have been absolutely brilliant, you know, putting out posts, Mehrdad putting out tweets, you know, him and Jamie Rubin having banter on Twitter. It's been absolutely brilliant because it's great to see that we have owners who like to communicate with the fans. You know, our previous owner never communicated once with us. So it's great to see owners that are communicating with the fans. But I just want to say a big thank you to Amanda and Mehrdad, because not only did you get this takeover, so, you know, not only did you fight for this takeover, but you brought the club back. We got our club back. You know, and look, the future's bright under these ownership of PIF and Jamie Rubin and the Rubin brothers. The future is very bright. And once we get more commercial revenue and we can push everything up, the FFP will start rising and then we'll start to be able to buy more and more players. You know, we're not sure why they've sold their shares and walked away. Some people are saying is, you know, Amanda not very well, or, you know, is it because they haven't, you know, there's that much money having to be pumped in, they can't physically do it much more. Who knows? Nobody knows. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter why they've walked away. At the end of the day, they have been excellent for this football club. They have been brilliant. And look, I want to wish them well for the future. I hope we do see them at games in the future as well. I hope they do still come to St James's Park to watch. I'm sure they will do. You know, they've been absolutely fantastic. Amanda's fronted the club for PIF and Jamie Rubin, and you know, she's been at the top there and she's been the face of the club, and not just for the men's football but for the women as well. She's been absolutely brilliant where the women's football is. Remember, the women, really, the team wasn't doing anything under the previous ownership, but Amanda and PIF and the Rubin brothers and Jamie have made sure that the women's team are doing well. And talking to the women's team, they are doing very well because we're in the championship this season coming, and we've just signed a Euro 2022 winner from Manchester City, Demi Stokes. And I tell you what, that is a massive, massive signing. That is huge. That will send shockwaves. And because there's no FFP in the Women's League, don't expect me to stop there. And whoever's the master stroke of bringing that type of player into the club, then honestly, who else is going to walk through the door? So, you know, are we going for another promotion from the Championship? I really hope we do. If we get in the WSL, it's going to be massive. It's going to be absolutely massive. So look, you know, but this video was purely and say thank you, Amanda and Mehrdad. You have been great. You've been model owners. You've took a stick off some fans, which is unnecessary. But you know what? At the end of the day, you stuck by this club. You made sure this takeover got done, and you defeated that guy and got him out the club, got the takeover done, and we just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything you've done, Amanda and Mehrdad, and we wish you well for the future. Why it's sad that you're no longer at the club, but you know what? These things happen. But at the end of the day, it's a big thank you from me. Or it's all Black and White TV, and I mean, probably a lot of Newcastle fans share exactly the same thought as what I do as well. But yes, guys and girls, that is the end of this show. But if you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to smash the like. It does help the channel up the search, so please do give it a thumbs up. And also, if you're new to the channel, please come and smash that subscribe. Be part of this great community. Hit the bell notification. That will tell you when I'm live. Have any pre-records or upcoming shows as well. And I will be back. I will have a show today with the England game as well. The pre-match show, so do catch me for that. That'll be around 6:30 p.m. But all that leaves me to say is remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. And, onwards and upwards. And until then, I will see you all later. How are the lads?